Who says life gets easy after retirement? For Jimmy Greenhoff, that was far from the truth. His own business partner had been secretly draining his money, leaving him in a tough spot. Things got so bad that he had to take a job at a warehouse just to get by. Hard to believe, right? A football hero once cheered by thousands, now struggling to make ends meet. Greenhoff's journey in football and beyond was anything but smooth sailing. His brief time as player-manager at Rochdale didn't exactly go to plan. In just 8 months, he was shown the door, a clear sign that management wasn't his strong suit. But if he thought his struggles ended there, life had other ideas. After retiring, Greenhoff took a shot at the business world, investing in an insurance venture. Unfortunately, that turned into a nightmare. His own business partner had been ripping him off, draining large sums of money right under his nose. By the time he realized what was happening, it was too late. He was in serious financial trouble. Things got so bad that he had to take a job in a warehouse just to keep himself afloat. Imagine that, a football hero, once cheered by thousands, now clocking in for shifts just to pay the bills. Life can be cruel. But financial struggles weren't the only drama Greenhoff faced. Even in his playing days, controversy seemed to find him. One of the biggest storms of his career, literally and figuratively, came in 1976 when he was unexpectedly sold by Stoke City to Manchester United. Stoke fans were furious. To them, it felt like their club had given away one of its best players for far too little. The backstory only made things worse. A brutal storm had damaged Stoke Stadium, and the club desperately needed money for repairs. To raise funds, they had to sell players, and unfortunately, Greenhoff was one of them. The transfer fee? Way below what fans thought he was worth. They blamed manager Tony Waddington for the sale, though in reality, it was the club's board that had forced his hand. It was a tough pill to swallow. Greenhoff had given so much to Stoke, yet some fans never forgave him for leaving, even though the decision wasn't really his. Despite all his contributions to the club, the controversy left a bitter taste in his relationship with a section of the supporters. Speaking of all the good times, Nettles made an impact the moment his career began, leaving his mark right from the start. Born in Barnsley, Greenhoff showed his talent at a young age. He impressed as a centre-half playing for Barnsley schoolboys, which led to Leeds United signing him as an apprentice in June 1961. Coached by Sid Owen, he quickly made his mark and turned professional in August 1963. At just 16 years old, he made his senior debut, proving that he had the potential to be something special. Under the guidance of Don Revie, Leeds United won the second division title in 1963-64, securing promotion to the first division. The following season, they came agonisingly close to winning the league, finishing as runners-up to Manchester United on goal average. Leeds finished second again in 1965-66, this time behind Liverpool. However, Greenhoff had a difficult season, missing large chunks of it due to injuries, including one from a car accident. By 1967, Revie had started converting him from a winger into a centre-forward. He played in the second leg of the 1967 Intercities Fairs Cup final against Dinamo Zagreb, but Leeds lost 2-0 on aggregate. Despite the disappointment, Greenhoff continued to develop as a key player. The 1967-68 season saw Leeds finish fourth in the league. One standout moment was their emphatic 7-0 victory over Chelsea on October 7th. Greenhoff also played in the 1968 League Cup final, helping Leeds secure a 1-0 win over Arsenal thanks to a brilliant goal from Terry Cooper. He was instrumental in Leeds' European campaign, scoring 4 goals against CA Spora Luxembourg in the Intercities Fairs Cup. He played in the final as well, coming on as a substitute in the first leg against Ferencváros. Leeds won the first leg 1-0 and held on for a goalless draw in Budapest to lift the trophy. Over his time at Leeds, Greenhoff made 136 appearances, scoring 36 goals. He was an exciting, entertaining player who had plenty of promise. However, his time at the club came to an unexpected end in 1968. In August 1968, Leeds sold Greenhoff to Birmingham City for £70,000. The transfer came as a shock to many Leeds fans, as he was seen as a key part of the squad. But at Birmingham, he wasted no time making an impact. In his first season, he scored 15 goals in 36 games, including a stunning 4-goal performance in a 5-4 win over Fulham. Despite his strong performances, manager Stan Cullis told him he wasn't scoring enough goals. Greenhoff, though, had a different approach to the game. He once said, "All I wanted to do was entertain the wonderful fans, make them go away thinking, 'Ah, God, that was brilliant.' They were a big part of my game. So warm. In August 1969, Greenhoff joined Stoke City in a club record deal worth £100,000. Despite late interest from Everton, he chose to sign with Tony Waddington's side. His first season saw him score 9 goals in 37 games, linking up well with his strike partners Harry Burrows and John Ritchie. He was the perfect link between the midfield and attack, feeding off knockdowns and involving wide players in the game. His second season saw Stoke reach the FA Cup semi-finals, where they faced Arsenal. Greenhoff had a golden chance to put Stoke 3-0 ahead, but he missed, and Arsenal made a dramatic comeback. In 1972, he played in one of the biggest moments in Stoke City's history, the League Cup final. Stoke defeated Chelsea 2-1 at Wembley, winning their first and only major trophy. That season, Greenhoff also helped Stoke reach the FA Cup semi-finals again, scoring against Manchester United in the quarter-finals. However, another painful loss to Arsenal in the semi-final ended their cup dreams. Over the next few seasons, Greenhoff continued to shine. In 1972-73, he was Stoke's top scorer with 20 goals, including a hat-trick against Manchester City. The arrival of Alan Hudson in 1974 took his game to another level. He became the club's top scorer again in 1974-75 with 15 goals, including a volley against Birmingham City that was voted goal of the season by ITV. By 1976, Greenhoff had established himself as one of Stoke's all-time greats. Many fans even considered him the best English player never to win a senior international cap. But his time at the club came to an abrupt end when a powerful storm damaged Stoke's stadium, forcing them to sell key players to cover repair costs. Greenhoff was sold to Manchester United for £120,000 in November 1976. Greenhoff joined United under Tommy Docherty and was expected to form a strike partnership with Stuart Pearson. But an added bonus was that he got to play alongside his younger brother, Brian Greenhoff. He made an instant impact, scoring 12 goals in 34 games in his debut season. His most iconic moment came in the 1977 FA Cup final against Liverpool. He was in the right place at the right time, deflecting Lou Macari's shot into the net for the winning goal. In doing so, he denied Liverpool the treble, making himself a Manchester United hero. The following season, injuries limited his appearances, but in 1978-79, he bounced back, finishing as United's top scorer with 17 goals. He also played in the FA Cup final that year, but despite a thrilling comeback, United lost 3-2 to Arsenal. In 1979-80, he was again troubled by injuries, playing just 5 games as United finished second in the league behind Liverpool. His playing time continued to dwindle, and by December 1980, he was allowed to join Crewe Alexandra. After leaving United, Greenhoff had brief spells with Crewe Alexandra, Toronto Blizzard, Port Vale, and Rochdale. He even took up a player-manager role at Rochdale in 1983, but his time there was short-lived. He later worked as a coach at Port Vale before stepping away from football. And that's a wrap for today's video. If you had a good time, be sure to like and subscribe so you never miss out. See you in the next one.